Tell me if this sounds familiar. You wake up, you watch some motivational videos, you save a few posts on Instagram, and you watch someone giving a fiery speech. And for a moment there, you feel unstoppable. But then, that energy is gone. By the evening, you are so tired and so exhausted that you go back to your same old patterns. You feel stuck, you feel frustrated, and you're irritated with yourself because all day long, all week long, all year long, you are stuck in the same loops. You try finding motivation, but it never seems to stick, and you're wondering, is something wrong with me? Well, here's the truth. There is nothing wrong with you. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you don't care. And it's also not because you are not made for success. None of that is true. The basic truth is this. Motivation was never meant to last. It's like pouring water into a bucket full of holes. No matter how much you add, it will never be enough. And yet, no one really tells you that. All they say is, keep motivating yourself, keep putting in that energy. Well, if you've not fixed the leaks, how will that energy ever work for you? It just won't. And that is why today, I'm going to help you break those patterns. I'm going to help you understand exactly where you're stuck so that from this moment on, you don't have to worry about your motivation leaking away. You can still watch the video, you can still see that speech, you can still save those quotes, and instead of those becoming a moment of regret, that motivation, that fire will become the fuel that takes you forward. But that does not happen if you don't fix those leaks. So if you're with me and you want to make motivation work for you finally, then stick to the end, because what I'm going to tell you now is going to blow your mind, and it's going to make so much sense that by the end of this video, you will feel that yes, I am ready to make motivation work for me, and it's gonna work for me. I am 100% sure of that. That's the feeling you will get at the end of these 15 minutes. What I'm about to tell you now is tried and tested, because for the longest time, I struggled with motivation myself. I used to think, why isn't this working for me? I would wake up, I would actually, see those posts, I would read some affirmations, I would put myself in that state. But when the reality of my workday hit, when the overwhelming things came up, I bent underneath them. I cracked. I couldn't hold that energy. And then by the end of the day, I was so burnt out and so exhausted that I was like, you know what, this isn't worth it. I don't want to do it. How many times have you said that to yourself as well? How many times have you done that in your work? Because I can tell you, if you're watching this video right now, you can feel what it is like to be in that situation, to be so overwhelmed, so burnt out that you have no idea what to do. And in that moment, you are bound to think all this motivation crap doesn't work, it's just temporary. Well, it will be temporary if we don't fix the leaks we talked about at the start of this video. And before I tell you what those leaks are and how do you fix them, let me tell you what happened when I fixed them. Here's a look at my day now. I wake up early morning, either around 4:30 or 5, without an alarm clock. I wake up fresh, I wake up energized, I wake up happy. And this is not to say that you have to wake up at the same time. All I'm saying is you can get what you want and be happy about it when you fix those leaks. So once I do that, I spend my entire day working. I take care of myself. I make these videos. I write my articles. I work on my business. I work on my learning and upskilling. And by the time I sleep, right, it's usually 11:30, sometimes even 12 o'clock at night. But throughout the day, my energy doesn't drop. My motivation doesn't go down. And I don't feel like I've exhausted myself. In fact, I do feel sleepy, and I know it's a necessity, but sometimes I wonder, what would be possible if humans didn't need sleep? Because there would be so much more I would do. There would be so many things I would explore, so many ideas I would try. And that would make me think, you know what, this is so exciting. This is so amazing. I love my life. I love my work. Now, this result hasn't come because I've become a motivation junkie and trained myself on it. No. This result has come because I've learned to fix those leaks in my internal world and to prioritize myself, to prioritize my growth, and to ensure that I am growing, that I am learning, and that I'm doing the things I love with full passion. That's exactly the state where I want to take you right now. And the way you do that is by embracing self-love. Now, this is something a lot of us aren't very familiar with. Yes, we've heard the term, we've heard about self-care, we've heard about skincare, about those nighttime routines and all of that stuff. But that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm not talking about the external world. I want us to go a bit deeper. I want us to explore the deeper aspects of ourselves that sometimes we find uncomfortable, but in reality, those are the places where we will actually find success. And I'm going to make sure that your exploration of those places is as smooth as possible with me right now. See, the truth is, a lot of times we do a lot of things. We set big goals, we set big targets, we have these dreams that we want to achieve, but our internal clock isn't aligned to that. It's like being in India and working on American time zone. It won't make sense for you, right? Your body will be messed up, your sleep will be messed up. Well, that's exactly what's happening with your goals and with your internal world. Your goals are in America, your internal time zone is in India. It just isn't matching. And because of that mismatch, you're feeling burnt out, you're feeling stressed, you're feeling overwhelmed, and you are not able to sustain on that motivation. And that is because you lack self-love. You don't love yourself unconditionally, really. Unconditionally, that's the main phrase, that you have to start loving yourself unconditionally. Now, what do I mean by that? It's simple. Unconditional love means accepting yourself as you are. Not with conditions, not with goals achieved, not with dreams taken, dreams given, not with your relationship status, nothing. As you are right now. Can you love yourself in that state? Can you love yourself when you've messed up? Can you love yourself when you've failed? Can you love yourself when you've missed your alarm and you've woken up late? Because trust me, if you can't, then none of this motivation will work for you, because here's what will happen. You'll wake up. Let's say you've missed your alarm and you're frustrated with yourself. You're like, what? Another day? How can I never wake up early? And then with that attitude, you're entering into your day. With that self-hatred, you're walking into your work. And your attitude is not all that positive. Even the people around you can see that. And so what do? You go for the quick pill. You look at some video, you look at some motivation, you look at some clip, you look at some quote, and you feel like, yeah man, this was it. This was all I needed. But then what happens? This internal dialogue comes back the moment you feel pressure at work. This internal dialogue resurfaces the moment you feel stuck when you're studying and trying to do your homework. And then you feel, oh, this isn't for me, this doesn't work, I'm not able to do things, I'm not able to take action. And through that, because of all of those things, again you are hating yourself, again you are regretting, again you're guilt tripping yourself, and you're thinking, oh, I'm so bad, I can't do anything. That is the internal dialogue we need to change first, because if that doesn't happen, you will not succeed. And so here's what I want you to do. I know it sounds a bit crazy, but trust me, the moment you do this, you will be amazed by the results. Anytime during the day, whenever you have 5 minutes, and maybe set an alarm for it on your phone. But what you do is, whenever that alarm rings or whenever you're getting that feeling of being overwhelmed, right? Try to find 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes. If just 2 minutes you have, that's also enough. Close your eyes and say to yourself, I love you, I care for you, I'm here for you, and I accept you as you are. That's it. I love you, I care for you, I'm here for you, and I accept you as you are. Literally say that to yourself. I say that to myself when I wake up. I say that to myself before I'm making these videos. I say that to myself when I encounter a failure. I say that to myself when I'm trying out something new. But then I realized, oh, this was a total waste of time. Now, to all those people who are talking about time optimization and productivity and measuring your hourly rate and all of that stuff that keeps you so stuck in your head, the idea of wasting 1 hour of your precious time on something that didn't work, well, that sounds obnoxious to them. And they would say, oh, no, you made a very big mistake. You should try to cover it up. Well, I agree. I made a big mistake. But how will I cover it up if I beat myself up over it instead of just taking the right actions? You're getting what I'm saying, right? See, the missing link to motivation is no longer the lack of it. There's abundance. You can find it in any corner of the world, especially on the internet. The missing thing is the alignment between your internal clock and the alignment to your goals. And that happens when you start loving yourself and when you start accepting yourself. Because for the first time, You will start using motivation not to fix something, you will start using it to grow and to evolve. And that's the way motivation works. This way, you're not stressed out about the results. You're not stressed out about how things will work, how they won't, whether or not you will be successful, whether or not you will achieve your goals. Because you will know that regardless of it, I love myself, I accept myself, and I care for myself. The more you bring this acceptance inside, the better off you will be, the more you will feel happier, and the more motivation will work for you. And this acceptance is the reason I'm able to wake up so early and still be fresh without an alarm clock. Because earlier I used to beat myself up over it, and like, you've wasted so much time, you're waking up at 7 o'clock, you've wasted 3 hours in sleep, you could have worked. But that attitude was not helping me. So instead, here's what I did. I said to myself, it's okay, I love myself, I accept this mistake, and I will improve on it. Now I'm able to wake up consistently and feel happy about it. And this is all you need to do. These 4 statements over and over throughout your day, when you wake up, when you go to sleep, and even if you don't believe them, right, it's fine, because these statements will start working on you, and then motivation will start working on you too, because you will accept yourself, you will evolve, and you will be in love with yourself. And that is how you achieve success that makes you happy, and not just success that is for the sake of it. So here's the key takeaway I want you to take from this video. If I love myself first, everything else will work for me. And if I don't love and accept myself, no matter how many tips and tricks I try, well, nothing will work. And that is why this self-love is important. That is why understanding yourself and accepting yourself is important. And the easiest way, the fastest way, is to not even go into the stories of your past. It's to just say, I love you, I care for you, I am there for you, and I accept you as you are. Repeat these 4 statements over and over, and watch just how quickly your attitude, your progress, your performance, and your growth, and all the positive things compound to help you grow. This is literally all it takes. And I'd love to know from you in the comments, what was your biggest takeaway and how are you gonna implement this self-love? In fact, type these 4 statements in the comments as the very first day you're gonna say this. I love you, I care for you, I'm there for you, I accept you as you are. Say this to yourself in the comments and then share your reaction with me as well. I'd love to know, and I am always there for you, because together we're not only gonna motivate ourselves and achieve our goals, we're also gonna love ourselves and do it happily. Thank you so much for being here today, and I will see you next week.